Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. Muttnchop Piper here. Well, this is part 2 of a 2-part series on Meerschaum pipes. So, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to go about smoking, the characteristics of a Meerschaum pipe that are different from a briar pipe, and give you some do's and don'ts about what to do when you're smoking a Meerschaum pipe. So, first of all, Meerschaum pipes come in different categories, or different looks, let's put it. This one is from MBSD, and as you can see, this has got like a partial coloring. Okay, now some of these pipes you'll find, the other one I had was this one. It's pure white and you color it yourself, and this one is got a partial color on it. So this, I think, is probably been heated up to where the beeswax is already inside the pipe, but I'm not for sure. So again, this one would be the same thing. You want to smoke it by holding on to the bit for at least 10 or 12 times, and then you can hold it. Now, if you don't want to hold it like that, you can get a glove if you'd like. That has been known to be done. So, but as you can see, this one has kind of already been pre-colored. Now, some are colored even more than that, and some are colored less. But that's the way. You just have to choose for yourself and see which one, what kind of Meerschaum pipe you're wanting to start with. Now, I would not recommend a Meerschaum pipe for brand new pipe smokers. You've decided that you want to smoke a pipe, you go to your local store and you look around, you see a Meerschaum pipe, go, oh, I really like that. Now, I'm not sure if it's a reputable brick and mortar store owner, they will steer you away from that. But some may not. Some may want to make the sale. But I'm telling you, if you're brand new, you just walked into the store, you need to wait. Wait until you're more proficient at smoking a pipe. Know what you're doing, know how to smoke a pipe, how to clean a pipe, how to pack it, how to light it, do all those things. Because if you go to a store and they guide you toward a Meerschaum pipe that's $500, what if you don't like it? What if a month down the road you're like, I really don't like this, I'm not going to smoke it anymore? You're out $500. If you get what's called a basket pipe or a corncob pipe, you're only out anywhere from $10 to $30. So that's what you need to start out with. Now, if you've been smoking for 6 months and you really like it, and you've got a few briar pipes, and you want to try your hand at a Meerschaum pipe, by all means, go for it. There are plenty of places online you can get them. If you've got a brick and mortar store near you, a lot of times they will carry Meerschaum pipes. I would say to you, first go to your brick and mortar. Please help support the brick and mortar stores, because a lot of stores online have taken their business. So try them first. Make sure that there's nothing there that you want, and then go online to see if there's something that you prefer. Okay, so like I said before in the last video, Meerschaum pipes are porous. Now, what does that mean? That means that as you smoke the pipe, the smoke and the juices will be sucked in by the actual pipe, actual bowl, because it's got little holes. Now, corncob pipes are porous as well. So when you're smoking a pipe, when you're smoking a Meerschaum pipe. I'm sorry. Um, you just need to know that they are very porous, and they will. That's what gives the pipe its coloring. As it pulls in that brown color along with the beeswax, it will color your bowl to where it goes from white to yellow to brown to dark brown to almost an oak looking color, dark oak. Um, so just be aware that that's what's going to happen. So when you're smoking a Meerschaum pipe, you've got to be careful. Got to be careful of the inner wall. Okay, these pipes, Meerschaum pipes, are very soft, so you have to be careful when you're using any kind of tool inside the bowl because it will easily scratch. You don't want that. So when you smoke out of a Meerschaum pipe, the reason I'm handling this is because I know that it's already kind of it's got coloring already in it, so it's not going to be I'm not going to do too much damage with the oils in my hand. So here's the reason why you don't want to hold on to the bowl. And first thing I want to tell you is before you handle your Meerschaum, make sure and wash your hands really well. It will kind of cut down on the oils that you transfer from your hand into the Meerschaum. Now, some people say that it's the oils in your hand that cause the coloration. I don't think so. I don't think you have that much oils in your hand to transfer into a bowl. I could be wrong, but I think it's from the beeswax and from the tobacco that's smoked inside the bowl. So you do the same thing. You fill it the same way as you would any other pipe. The way I do it is I trickle to the top, press that down, trickle to the top, press it down a little harder, trickle to the top, press that down as hard as you can. Then you check your draw. You should have some resistance. If you're trying to suck like a thick milkshake through a straw, it's too much. You're not getting enough draw. If you drink water, if it feels like you're drinking water through a straw, then it's not enough. So it's easier to fix not enough resistance because you can always press it down a little bit more. It's not as easy if you got too much resistance. So just be aware of that. Then you do the same thing. You light it the same way and everything that you want to. So as you smoke it, the tobacco will be, juices and things will be drawn into the pores. Once you get to the bottom, you need to let it rest. Set it aside until it's cold, until it's cool. Then you want to, it's not really advisable to use the little shovel end of your tri-tool unless you know what you're doing. If you can loosen it up in the middle without touching the walls, then you want to knock it on either your palm like this, or they've got cork knockers or something that is very not hard. You don't want to do it on the side of a table or on a chair, but you want to knock it on something very soft. Palm of your hand works like this, or a cork knocker in an ashtray works, but just be very careful as you're doing that. Now, once you're done, you want to take the one thing that you do not want in a Meerschaum pipe is you do not want any kind of cake to form. What the cake does in a Meerschaum pipe is it blocks the pores to where now the juices will get in and will color your pipe. So best way to do that is to get a paper towel, kind of roll it up, put it in there and just kind of twist it like this. Okay, bring that out, throw that away, and get another one until you don't see any cake at all. That's the best way to get rid of the cake. And do this every time you smoke a pipe. Now, reason why you do not ever separate your bit from your pipe, because as you smoke it, the pipe will soften. Okay, so if you take it apart, sometimes it will hurt the tenon, and you don't want that. All right, so you wait until it's completely cool. All right, and then you take it apart and you use a regular pipe cleaner. Do not use the prickly ones, because again, what it will do is it will get in there and it will start scraping away the meerschaum. That's how soft it is. So you need to make sure that it's cold, dead cold. Put it away, put it up on the shelf and leave it there for an hour. Go back, and if it's cold, then you can work with it. All right, make sure and clean that bowl really good with a paper towel, and make sure that you use soft bristle pipe cleaners to clean out everything, especially shank here and your bit. Now, a couple of things. There's different stores. I don't know which one to believe. Some people say that because it's so porous, that it will not ghost. The pipe won't ghost. Some people say yes, it will. It will ghost. So it depends on what you're going to be smoking out of this. Now, if you're smoking a light English, like early morning pipe, and then you go to a light aromatic, I think that'd be okay. But if you go to a heavy English, something that is just really deep and dark, and then you go to a heavy aromatic, you're going to get some ghosting. So just be aware of that. Just be aware that you may get some ghosting because of how porous the pipe is. Now, some tips. I've already kind of alluded to them, but let's go over them again. 1, try not to use anything sharp inside the bowl, because it will scrape the inside of the bowl. It will scratch it. When you are done, you can loosen. Take that little shovel piece and you can loosen in the middle the ash, and then knock it out until it's all gone. Then, like I said, take a paper towel, get in there and kind of twist it. Throw that one away, twist another one until it's pretty clean. Absolutely do not separate your bit from the tannin when it's hot, because more than likely it will warp the tannin, and when you put the bit in, it'll just slide right in and it won't hold, and it'll be really loose. You have got to make sure that the pipe is cold before you start working on it. Okay? So make sure that you do that. Make sure it's cold before you clean it. Now, you can, if you want to, get the ashes out, use the paper towel, send a couple of soft bristle pipe cleaners down through here, fill it up again, and smoke it. Because it's so porous, it's going to draw in that moisture, and it's going to leave you with a dry smoke every single time. So you can smoke it 2-3 times a day. But remember, when you finally decide you're going to clean it, do not separate this while it's hot, because it will warp. It will cause your tenon to become loose, your tannin to be loose, and your bit will not fit right. Again, just kind of be aware that that it can ghost. So just be aware of ghosting. If you smoke a heavy English, me personally, if when I'm going to start smoking this Meerschaum and the other one probably too, I'm going to dedicate one tobacco to this pipe, and I'll just smoke that tobacco. And what's good about that is if you smoke that tobacco, it will be drawn into the bowl, and it will sort of season the bowl with the taste of that tobacco. So let's say Montgomery. Let's say I'm going to use, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a Montgomery, GOP's Montgomery, that's been aged in this pipe. So it will just enhance the taste as it sucks that taste into the pores. The more you smoke this pipe with one specific tobacco, it will give you a little bit better taste, in my opinion. So that's it. Also, just remember, don't use anything sharp. When you get ready to knock out the ash, use your palm right here. Get the fatty part of your palm right here. Just do that. Kind of like this. This right here is your tray. Above it, just kind of do this, and it will come out. Also, you can use a cork knocker. They've got these little knockers. I've seen them on ashtrays. You can use that to lightly tap out the ash. Now, if you're going to use a tool, make sure you go in the center and just kind of rotate. Do not touch the edges. Just kind of rotate in the center and then get that ash out. Also, remember, use a paper towel to go in the bowl. Do not use any, you can if you want, soft bristle pipe cleaners to go around the sides. So here's what I do. I take a paper towel and I go in there until it's clean. Then I look. There's a little bit of tobacco that's stuck to the side. I take a soft bristle pipe cleaner and I try to clean that off so it's not blocking any of the meerschaum from absorbing any of the smoke and the moisture. If you have a new meerschaum like this one and you want to color it, then it's recommended that you smoke. I'm going to smoke both these. Smoke these 10 to 12 times without touching the bowl, especially when it's hot, because you want to allow that beeswax to soak into the pores. So 10 or 12 times, just, kind of smoke it this way. It kind of looks silly, but if you're here by yourself, it doesn't matter. Then after 10 or 12 times, you can either hold it with your hand, but make sure your hands are clean. Clean your hands before you handle it. Or you can use a glove, which will prevent any of your oils that are in your hands from getting on the meerschaum. Okay, well, that's it. Now I'm going to tell you a story. I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell you a story. I used to work at a place in Lexington, Kentucky called Schwab's Pipes and Cigars. And there was this kid. He was probably 19 or 20, and he wasn't the brightest bulb in the socket. So he bought a meerschaum pipe. It's a meerschaum like this. So he was one of these kind of brash kids that just didn't listen to any information you gave him. He just wanted to smoke a meerschaum pipe. So he got a meerschaum and started smoking it. Well, after a few times of smoking it, and he handled it with his hands, didn't clean them, just handle it. He noticed, he said, well, it looks like it's getting dirty. So he took his pipe, meerschaum pipe, and put it in the dishwasher. Brought it back and said, well, look what happened to my pipe. And we're all flabbergasted. We're like, oh my God, what happened to it? He goes, I don't know. I said, well, he goes, well, how did you clean it? He goes, oh, I put it in the dishwasher. We're all like, okay, yep, we know what's wrong with it now. So, but do not put a meerschaum pipe in the dishwasher. That's a no-no. But he cleaned it up and he dried it out, and it seemed to still smoke good for him. So, but it was the ugliest looking thing you've ever seen. Oh my God, it just was. It was bad. It was bad. But meerschaum pipes are a good addition to your pipe collection. You have to do a little bit more, pay a little bit more attention while smoking it and while taking care of it. But in the end, I think that you'll enjoy a meerschaum pipe because you don't have those restrictions like you do on a briar pipe. A briar pipe you have to set aside and let it dry for 24 hours. This one you don't. You can smoke it today, this morning, 2 or 3 times, clean it out really good, set it aside, and get it that afternoon and smoke some more. Because the pores do not allow it to get all wet, and the pores will pull in that moisture. Where a briar is so dense, it will not do that. So again, remember, and another thing to remember is you cannot have any kind of carbon cake. That's why you want to make sure, pay attention that you don't have any carbon cake in the bowl, because it will restrict the amount of moisture that is absorbed by the pipe. All right, well, that's it about meerschaum pipes. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you gained some information, some useful information about smoking a meerschaum pipe. Until my next video, I want to wish you and your family happy piping.